or dare to miss what's cooking in this Devils camp. First up, our WR1 is playing Russian roulette with their future in DC, and if they lose, say goodbye to Super Bowl hopes. Can Adam Peters fix this mess before September? But wait, while the drama boils, a day 3 rookie is making the coaches go wild with talent no one saw coming. Could this be the secret to saving the season? Don't you dare leave. Our first rounder, the one who switched positions and coasts, is reinventing themselves under enemy fire. But will they handle the pressure from Jalen Carter and Micah Parsons? Beyond the headlines, this is war. And if you don't subscribe today, you'll be benched. Hit that bell and smash like, or your friends will tell you all about it. Hear this out, because what's going on with Terry McLaurin right now might destroy all the chemistry we built last year. After leading us to the NFC Championship game, where Jaden Daniels emerged as a superstar, now it turns out our most lethal connection is asking for a transfer because they're unhappy with their contract. But let me tell you exactly what's happening behind the scenes, because this story is much more complex than it appears on the surface. Terry McLaurin is not practicing, and that absence is being felt in every drill, every play, and especially in the confidence Jaden Daniels had developed with him. Do you remember last year when McLaurin became Daniels' favorite target? 117 targets, 82 receptions, 1,096 receiving yards, and 13 touchdowns. 13 touchdowns! They were the second highest scoring receiver in the league, only behind Cooper Kupp. And we're not talking about empty stats here. We're talking about a receiver who was crucial in critical moments. Do you recall that touchdown against the Eagles in the fourth quarter that kept us alive in the playoffs? Or that 3rd and 12 catch against Dallas that sealed our division? Those were McLaurin moments, and those moments can be easily replaced. Now, let's talk real numbers, because this is where it gets interesting. DK Metcalf just signed a 5-year, $150 million contract with Pittsburgh after being traded in March. Metcalf turns 28 in December, and McLaurin turns 30 in September. See the problem here? McLaurin wants comparable money, but age is against them. But you know what bothers me about all this? McLaurin is playing with fire at the worst possible time. The Commanders have just shown they can compete at the highest level. We have a real window of opportunity with Daniels under a rookie contract for 2 more years. And now our number 1 weapon decides to create this drama. Bill Barnwell from ESPN says the most likely scenario is McLaurin being in the lineup for Week 1 against the Giants on September 7th. And I agree. But you know why I'm so sure? Because the math doesn't lie. If McLaurin misses regular season games doing a holdout, they're risking millions in fines and, more importantly, their legacy. Nikki Javala from The Athletic said it crystal clear. And I couldn't agree more. You can't take Jaden Daniels' trusted receiver right when we are trying to compete with the Eagles, who just won the Super Bowl. And you know why? Because without McLaurin, what do we really have? Deebo Samuel came in a trade. But let's be honest, they're not a true number 2 in terms of workload, and certainly not a number 1. Samuel had a decent season with San Francisco, but now they're in a completely different system with a different quarterback. Noah Brown is solid, very solid, but has a long injury history that concerns us. Over the past 3 years, Brown has missed an average of 4 games per season due to various injuries. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think Adam Peters is going to destroy the chemistry we worked so hard to build? I think you're crazy. The Commanders have all the leverage in this negotiation for several reasons that people aren't considering. First, McLaurin is going to be 30, which means there'll be nearly 31 in any extension's first season. In the NFL, after 30, big contracts become much riskier for teams. Second, the receivers market is cooling down after the crazy contracts we saw 2 years ago. Teams are getting smarter with their money. Third, and this is crucial, McLaurin needs this team as much as this team needs them. Where are they going to go that has a young and talented quarterback like Daniels? Where are they going to go with an offensive line that can protect them and a system that maximizes their strengths? I predict this drama resolves in the next 2 weeks because neither side can afford for this to stretch into the regular season. McLaurin will get their money, likely something close to $25 million per year for 3 years, and the Commanders will keep their star. But do you know what's most interesting about all this? While McLaurin is creating this drama, There's someone else taking every extra rep to show this team has real depth. If this surprises you, wait to hear this, because while McLaurin is creating drama, there's a rookie shutting mouths and stealing all the attention in training camp in a way no one expected. Commanders, this is historic, and I'm going to explain exactly why. We have a rookie who was selected in the 4th round, pick 128 overall, proving all the teams who passed on them made the mistake of their lives. Jalen. Lane is not only securing their spot as punt returner for week 1, but also forcing their way into Cliff Kingsbury's offensive plans in a way no one saw coming. But let me tell you the full story of this young player, because it's absolutely fascinating. Lane comes from Virginia Tech, where for 4 years they were criminally underutilized. The Hokies had an offensive system that didn't maximize their unique skills, and it showed in their college stats. In their final season, Lane had just 63 receptions for 846 yards and 6 touchdowns. Do you know why these numbers don't impress anyone? Because they don't tell the whole story. What the Commanders scouts saw was something different. They saw a receiver with a 40-yard time of 4.38 seconds, saw clean and precise route running, saw sure hands under pressure, and saw something that doesn't show up in stats. Pure football instinct. Adam Peters and his team thought Lane would be selected much earlier than pick 128, probably in the 2nd or 3rd round. And when it was their turn in the 4th, they didn't think twice. And do you know what's the cool? The thing about all this, that now Lane has what they never had at Virginia Tech, a quarterback who can maximize their talent. Jaden Daniels is not only a talented quarterback, he's a smart quarterback who understands how to use each receiver's specific strengths. The connection they are developing in training camp is creating huge expectations. Zach Selby from Commanders.com reported something that thrilled me. During Friday's practice, Lane managed to separate from defensive coverage for what would have been an easy touchdown in a real game situation. But do you know what was the most impressive part of that play? It wasn't just the separation. It was how they separated. Lane ran a perfect route, made a clean cut that left the defensive back 2 yards behind, and when Daniels threw the ball, they were already looking toward the end zone. But that's not all. Lane also made the most spectacular catch of the training camp so far during a red zone drill. We're talking about a catch involving total concentration, perfect hands, and the ability to keep their feet inbounds in a high-pressure situation. That catch made all coaches turn to watch, including Cliff Kingsbury. Do you think this is a coincidence? I tell you it's not. Lane is showing day by day they have the route running skills and speed we needed to complement our established receivers, but more importantly, they are showing they have the right mentality. And here comes the really interesting part. With McLaurin absent from practices due to their contract dispute, Lane is getting reps with the first offensive unit. Every snap McLaurin misses is a snap Lane is using to build chemistry with Daniels and show coaches they can handle bigger responsibilities. Kingsbury is already integrating them more into his schematic concepts, and that tells me this rookie is going to have an immediate impact on our offense. But you know what's the smartest part of how the Commanders are handling Lane? They're not putting unnecessary pressure on them. Their primary role remains as a punt returner, where they can immediately impact the game while adjusting to the NFL offensive speed. As a punt returner, Lane has all the tools to be special from day one. Their 4.38 speed makes them a constant threat to take any punt to the house, and their field vision is exceptional. At Virginia Tech, although they have few opportunities as a returner, they average 12.4 yards per return with 2 touchdowns. But here comes the million-dollar question. Can Lane become a significant factor in the offense besides their returner role? I think so, and I'll tell you why. First, the chemistry with Daniels is there. Second, their skill set perfectly complements what we already have. Terry McLaurin is our #1 receiver when healthy and happy, but Lane offers something different. Pure speed and the ability to stretch the field vertically. Deebo Samuel is more of a possession receiver, working mainly in short and intermediate routes. Noah Brown is solid, but doesn't have Lane's explosive speed. What Lane brings is that vertical dimension that can open the entire offense, especially in a Kingsbury system that relies on creating mismatches and stretching the defense. I believe if Lane keeps dazzling in the preseason as they currently are, the Commanders would be foolish not to give them a specific offensive package from the First game onward. I'm not talking about making them the number 2 receiver overnight, but I'm talking about giving them 10 to 15 snaps per game in specific situations where their speed can create problems. Imagine this. It's 3rd and long. The safeties are playing deep waiting for McLaurin, and suddenly Lane enters the game and runs a perfect post route down the middle. How many defenses are prepared for that speed coming from a 4th-round rookie? Very few. This young player has that dynamism and electrifying capabilities with the ball in hand that are impossible to ignore. And most importantly, they have the right attitude. No, they're not pushing, not trying to do too much, just executing and letting their talent speak for itself. But that's nothing compared to what's coming, because we have another rookie facing not 1, not 2, but 3 monumental challenges at once. And the way they're handling them has me completely impressed. And when you thought we were finished, here comes the news that shows the true character and level of professionalism we have in this organization. Josh Connolly Jr., our 1st-round pick, is not only adapting to the NFL game, but doing something most people don't understand how difficult it is. Completely changing positions while adjusting to professional life on a new coast. But let me explain exactly what this young player is facing, because once you understand the magnitude of these challenges, you'll respect what they're achieving even more. Josh Connolly Jr. was an absolute star at Oregon playing left tackle, the most important offensive line position after the center. For 3 years with the Ducks, they protected the quarterback's blind side and became one of the best left tackles in college football. But do you know what happened when they arrived in Washington? The Commanders already had their left tackle established, so they told Connolly their future was on the right side. And this is where most people don't understand the complexity of this transition. Listen carefully, because this is much more complicated than it seems. Connolly explained perfectly. Many people don't truly understand just how much of a change it represents for an offensive lineman to play from the left side to the right. And they're absolutely right. When you play left tackle, all your muscle training or your technique, your spatial orientation is designed to protect in a certain way. Your steps, how you use your hands, even how you read defenses, everything is specifically adapted to the left side. Switching to the right side isn't just doing the same thing in the mirror. It's fundamentally relearning how to play the position. On the left side, Connolly was used to seeing edge rushers coming from their strong side, accustomed to certain attack angles, certain types of pass rush moves. On the right side, all that changes. Edge rushers have different techniques, the angles are different, the coordination with the guard and tight end is different. It's literally like learning a new position. But you know what impresses me the most about all this? The mental attitude Connolly is showing. Instead of complaining or asking for a trade, they are attacking this challenge head on with a growth mindset. I'm really getting used to it, and I'm starting to feel much better. They say that's the mindset of a true professional. And here's what I genuinely like about all this. Connolly isn't just dealing with the position change and NFL speed, but also moved completely to the East Coast. This young player grew up in the state of Washington, played college football in Oregon, and now is on the East Coast. That means leaving everything familiar behind. Their family, friends, their total comfort zone. I'm not being as close to my family, obviously. That's the biggest thing for me, Connolly admits with refreshing honesty. Being able to drive home in 4 hours is very different from taking a 5-hour flight. And that emotional honesty tells me this young player has the mental maturity to handle the pressure of being a 1st-round pick. But here's the most crucial part, the personal transformation they're undergoing. One of the biggest things is you're really an adult now, and you don't have a coach always on you telling you do this, do that. Connolly explains. That's a transition many rookies fail to make successfully, but they're already aware of that responsibility. Now I ask you this. How many 1st-round rookies have had to make so many adjustments all at once and have kept this positive attitude, a mature perspective? Not many, and that tells me the Commanders selected not only special talent, but a special character. Dan Quinn has built a program where we do hard things with good people, and Connolly is the perfect example of that philosophy. But you know what's the smartest part of how the organization is handling this transition? They're giving them all the support tools they need without putting unnecessary pressure to be perfect immediately. The coaching staff knows this transition will take time. They don't expect Connolly to be Pro Bowl in their first season. They expect to see constant progress and gradual adaptation. This smart approach is allowing Connolly to develop at their own pace without the overwhelming pressure that sometimes destroys rookies. And do you know why this is so crucial for our long-term success? Because our offensive line desperately needs stability to protect Jaden Daniels and open gaps for our ground game. If Connolly can dominate the right side over the next 2 years, we'll have a unit that can compete with anyone in the NFC East. The Eagles have one of the best defensive lines in the league with Jalen Carter and Josh Sweat. The Cowboys have Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. The Giants have Brian Burns. If we want to consistently compete in this division, we need Connolly to become the anchor of our right side offensive line. And here's what excites me the most. Training camp reports indicate Connolly is progressing faster than expected. Coaches are seeing daily improvement in their technique, communication, and comfort level with right tackle responsibilities. It won't be easy. And there will be tough moments during the season when facing elite pass rushers who will try to expose them as a rookie. But the mentality they're showing, the support structure they have around them, and the natural talent they demonstrated at Oregon tell me this young player will be a fundamental piece of our success for many years. So what do we have here, Commanders Nation? A veteran receiver creating drama, but will probably stay because the math is on our side, a rookie stealing the show and proving to be our offensive secret weapon, and another rookie facing multiple monumental challenges with the mentality and maturity of a true professional. This is the reality of where we are as an organization in August 2025. We have veteran talent wanting to be paid appropriately. We have young talent emerging quicker than expected, and we have a culture of accountability and excellence attracting the right kind of players. Do you think McLaurin should accept what the Commanders are offering, considering their age and the current market? Or do they have every right to demand money comparable to DK Metcalf after a historic season with 13 touchdowns? Do you think Jalen Lane can become our breakout star this season if they keep showing chemistry with Daniels? And what about Connolly? Do you believe they'll be completely ready to protect Daniels against elite pass rushers like Micah Parsons from day one? Or do they need more development time? I tell you this with total confidence. This season will be special in a way many fans aren't anticipating yet, and these three players will be absolutely crucial pieces in our success. McLaurin will sign their extension and have another All-Pro season. Lane will surprise everyone with their immediate impact, and Connolly will prove why they were a first-round pick. But I need you to stay with us because every day of this training camp, there are more explosive news, deep analysis you won't find anywhere else, and exclusive content that will keep you fully informed about everything happening in Ashburn. If you think McLaurin will stay and sign an extension before the season starts, give this video a like right now. If you think Jalen Lane will be our breakout star and have more than 500 receiving yards in their rookie season, subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell. And if you're excited to see Connolly develop and protect Daniels for the next 10 years, let me know in the comments which of these three will have the biggest impact on our chances of reaching the Super Bowl. Because at the end of the day, we're more than a YouTube channel. We're a Burgundy and Gold family that lives and breathes Commanders 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You are an essential part of this community that is growing exponentially every day, and your support and engagement allow us to keep bringing you the best Commanders content on the platform. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet. Activate that bell for notifications of all our new videos and join this family that will never let you down and will always be here to celebrate wins and analyze losses with the passion this team deserves. And always remember, Hal, to the Commanders!